What if I told you that one of the greatest victories in human history was won by a teenager with no armor, no sword, and no military training? Not because he was stronger, not because he was lucky, but because he believed. This is not just a children's story. This is not a fairy tale. This is a story about fear, courage, faith, and a battle that looked impossible from the very beginning. And before we begin, I want to ask you something. What giant are you facing right now? Keep that in your mind as we go through this story. And if you believe that faith is stronger than fear, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. You never know how one message at the right moment can change your entire week. The Valley of Allah. Allah was silent that morning. On one side stood the Philistines, experienced warriors, disciplined, confident, dangerous. On the other side stood the army of Israel. They were not weak men, they were soldiers. They had weapons. They had a king. But something was missing. Courage. Because every single day, for 40 days, a giant walked out from the Philistine camp. His name was Goliath. He stood over 9 feet tall. His armor alone weighed more than most men could carry. Bronze helmet, massive shield, a spear like a weaver's beam. His presence was overwhelming. His voice thundered across the valley. "Choose a man to fight me. If he wins, we will serve you. If I win, you will serve us." It was a simple challenge, 1 against 1. No armies, no strategy, just strength. And every day, no one moved. Not the soldiers, not the captains, not even King Saul. Fear had already won the battle before it even started. Far away from this battlefield, there was a shepherd boy named David. He wasn't in the army. He wasn't trained for war. He spent his days watching sheep, playing music, and writing songs to God. Most people didn't think much of him. Even his own family overlooked him. But while others saw an ordinary boy, God saw something different. David had fought battles no one knew about. When a lion attacked his sheep, he fought it. When a bear tried to steal from his flock, he chased it down. He protected what was entrusted to him. Alone, in the wilderness. One day his father sent him to deliver food to his older brothers at the battlefield. David arrived expecting to bring supplies and return home. Instead, he heard the giant's voice echoing through the valley. He saw something that shocked him, an entire army paralyzed by fear. And David asked a simple question. Who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God? The soldiers were confused. Didn't he understand? This wasn't just a big man. This was Goliath, undefeated, trained from youth, a professional warrior. But David didn't see what they saw. They saw size. He saw disrespect toward God. Word reached King Saul. David was brought before him. Imagine the scene. The king, armored, tired, uncertain, and in front of him, a teenage shepherd. Saul looked at David and said, "You are not able to fight this Philistine. You are only a youth." He has been a warrior since his youth. But David replied calmly, "Your servant has been keeping his father's sheep. When a lion or a bear came and carried off a sheep from the flock, I went after it. I struck it and rescued the sheep. The Lord who rescued me from the lion and the bear will rescue me from this Philistine." There was no arrogance in his voice, only confidence in God. Saul hesitated. Then he said, "Go, and may the Lord be with you." Saul tried to dress David in his own armor. Heavy bronze helmet, sword, protective coat, but it didn't fit. David could barely walk. So he took it off. He refused to fight like everyone else. Instead, he went to a stream and picked up 5 smooth stones. He placed them in his pouch. In his hand, he carried a sling. That was it. No armor, no sword, just faith. When Goliath saw David approaching, he laughed. He looked at him with disgust. "Am I a dog that you come to me with sticks?" He shouted. He cursed him. He mocked him. He threatened to feed his body to the birds. But David didn't flinch. He said something that changed everything. "You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty. This day, the Lord will deliver you into my hands, and the whole world will know that there is a God in Israel." Notice something powerful here. David didn't walk slowly. He ran toward the giant. While everyone else stepped back in fear, David stepped forward in faith. He placed a stone in his sling, swung it, released it. The stone flew through the air with precision no one expected. It struck Goliath directly in the forehead. The giant fell face down to the ground. Silence filled the valley. The impossible had just happened. The shepherd boy walked forward. The giant who terrified an entire army was lying motionless at his feet. David had no sword, so he used Goliath's own weapon to finish the battle. And just like that, fear lost. But this story is not just about a giant falling. It's about perspective. Everyone else asked, how can we defeat him? He's too big. David thought, how can I miss? He's too big. The difference wasn't strength. It was mindset rooted in faith. Your giant might not wear armor. Your giant might be anxiety that keeps you awake at night. It might be debt that feels crushing. It might be failure that whispers you're not good enough. It might be addiction, rejection, doubt, a diagnosis, a broken relationship. And maybe, like the Israelites, you've been standing on your battlefield for 40 days, frozen, intimidated, waiting for someone else to fix it. But what if the battle is yours? What if the thing that scares you the most is the doorway to your purpose? David didn't wake up one day suddenly brave. His courage was built in private, in the wilderness, fighting lions and bears when no one was watching. Maybe your preparation is happening right now in places no one sees. Maybe the small battles you're fighting today are preparing you for something bigger tomorrow. The same valley that looked like certain defeat became the place where David stepped into destiny. After this moment, his life would never be the same. This was the beginning of a journey that would eventually lead him to become king. But it all started with one decision: to step forward instead of backward, to trust instead of fear, to believe instead of doubt. So I ask you again, what giant are you facing? And are you running toward it or away from it? If this message speaks to you, write in the comments, I will face my giant. Declare it. Sometimes speaking courage out loud is the first step toward living it. And if this story encouraged you, inspired you, or reminded you that you are stronger than your fear, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. Share it with someone who needs strength today. Because you never know, the moment you choose faith over fear might be the moment everything changes. Remember this, you don't need the armor everyone else is wearing. You don't need to fight like everyone else fights. You don't need to be the strongest in the room. You just need to trust that the same God who carried you through yesterday will carry you through today. Giants fall, not because they are small, but because faith is bigger. And maybe, just maybe, your breakthrough is one stone away.